So I moved last summer and I had to leave my band behind. So I figured I'd tell you how I found my new band. With my old band, we actually got started kind of by happenstance. At the beginning, I didn't really want to play with other people. I was only just, getting started writing songs and singing. And I had a really bad case of imposter syndrome. So I just figured I'll just stay all by myself and write songs and that'll be it. And then my next door neighbor just happened to be a pretty good guitarist, and he happened to have a rehearsal space. And then the guy I hired to do construction at my house, he happened to be a really good drummer. And then, well, my husband was a bassist. It was like, it seemed kind of like fate. So I figured, okay, let's try this. So I asked them all if they'd like to play just a couple times just to see what we could do. And I fell in love with it. I love it so much. I fell in love with the band practices. I fell in love with singing with the band and the energy of it all. It's like hearing a song that you created out of thin air by yourself in your little head, hearing that song come to life with the band. It's awesome. It's exhilarating. So with this happenstance band, we worked on 5 songs, all my original songs. And we did a gig in my village last spring, it was. And I fell in love with being on stage. I never thought I would. I really didn't expect to, but I really love it. I love the energy and I love the support that comes from having a live band with you. And I vlogged the whole process of my first gig if you want to check that out. So that was when I was living in the center of France in a small village, 300 people. But then last summer we moved to Montpellier, which is a pretty big city in the south of France. I took my husband with me, but I had to leave behind my guitar player and my drummer. So one of the first things I did when I got to Montpellier was to put ads on websites, on Facebook and everything, on Facebook groups, so that we could find musicians to play with. And I think the fact that we already had a studio recording of one of my songs, that maybe gave the project credibility. I don't know, or maybe there were a lot of musicians looking to play in a band at that time. I don't know, but we had a lot of musicians respond to our ads, which was great. We had like a choice. And that was nice. We did several rounds of auditions. Each time we'd pair a drummer with a bass player or a drummer with a guitar player. And we were really looking for good musicians that were also nice people. Because the idea was to rehearse once a week and then do gigs. And I didn't want to do that with assholes. So I wanted somebody that, I'd want to hang out with. And also, since my imposter syndrome is never very far away, I wanted people that were comfortable and confident enough to make suggestions and participate in the creation process and creativity. But I didn't want people that would take over the whole project and just take control of things just because they had more experience. I didn't want to feel like I'd have to fight to get my vision across. And because this was my project in the beginning and these are my songs, and I know that I'm not conflict averse, but I don't enjoy conflict. Let's put it like that. So nice people, confident, but not too confident. And I definitely didn't want any mansplainers. That was one of my requirements. And we actually did filter quite a bunch of people just from that criteria alone. One guy showed up like half drunk. And when he realized that my lyrics are sometimes a little on the feminist side, he looked so appalled. It was almost funny. So he was out. And several others were out just on personality. I would have loved to have a woman guitarist or a woman drum player, but out of the maybe 20 musicians that we auditioned, there was not one woman. We didn't get any responses from women, so that was too bad. I would have loved that. My husband Seb, he plays both guitar and bass and actually keyboard too, and so he didn't know what he wanted to play, and so we auditioned both guitarists and bass players. We also actually considered having 2 guitars. In the end, Mathieu, the guitarist that we found, is really good. And since the bass line is so important in our songs, Sébastien decided to stay on bass. And there you go. That's how we found Mathieu, our guitarist, and Didier, who's a really good drum player as well. And both of them are really nice. We're working really well. It's efficient but fun rehearsals, which is the best kind, in my opinion. It's been really a pleasure working with them on all my new songs. Right now we're in the process, maybe halfway in the process of putting together a full set to do gigs, and I've started today actually looking for venues to play in the coming months. So I'll let you know how that goes. And there you go. I'll leave you with a couple photos. I guess at one point I'll have to hire a photographer to take pictures of all of us together. But right now I take the pictures, so I take pictures of myself, and then at other times I take pictures of them. Anyway, I'll keep you updated on everything that's to come. There's lots of things. We're going to be recording a new single soon, maybe 2, maybe getting band photos and playing live gigs in the south of France. If you want to stay updated on everything that's going on, then you can sign up to my newsletter. When you do, you get an unreleased demo of the single that we're going to be recording soon. And I'll see you then. Bye.